everybody. How about a round of applause for Jay Martin, everybody? What a nice man. What a good boy. This is exciting, huh? Saturday nights, Beverly. Yeah. Fantastic. I'm just excited to be anywhere. We, spend so much time at home. Now we can be out and about. We can see each other's faces. I still carry a mask. I have a mask with me now. I carry my mask. I still wear it some places. People make fun of me. They're like, what are you, a pussy? What are you, afraid of COVID? Yeah. That's the one. How did you know that? That's unbelievable. Yeah, the whole time. It's only been that one. It's only been the novel coronavirus. This entire. You're unbelievable at guessing things. You should be on a game show. You would win a lot of money. I am a little COVID cautious. I have comorbidities. You're like, we know, but you don't know all of them. Yeah, big fat guy. I'm also bald, right? How healthy are you? You can't even hold on to your hair. That's extra holes for COVID to get in, as far as I'm concerned. That's why I've been wearing a hat a lot lately. I'm not taking any chances with this. I got glasses. I usually have earbuds in. I got the mask on my mouth, the nose, the hat. I got a Band-Aid over my belly button. Catheter, butt plug. I'm not taking any chances with any of this stuff. You don't know all the which ways. You don't know. You're not scientists. Everybody keeps telling me to do my own research, and I'm trying, but it's not there. So, I just want to find the study from the CDC about whether you can get COVID through the butt. I don't want to be sick. The Omicron, everybody was so cocky. They're like, it's just like getting a cold. Cool. Guess what else I've never wanted one time in my whole life? A cold. I've never had a cold and been like, this is a good ass cold. This is one of the better colds. When I think about my whole life, yeah, this cold rules. This is a good one. The two things I hate the most in the world are being sick and talking to strangers in public, and wearing a mask seems to take care of both of those things. So I might continue. I'm not the healthiest guy. I'm trying to be healthier, that's all. I have a doctor's appointment. I have kids now. I have to be alive for. It's what a fucking pain in the ass that is, by the way. I don't know who here has kids, but it sucks. Not like the day-to-day is fine, it's great, but like just in general, like I used to be able to like do whatever I want, die whenever, no one would care. Now it's like, I gotta just stick it out for you guys. I have 8-year-old twins. I have a doctor's appointment in June. I'm gonna have the talk about getting clipped. I'm good. No more. No more kids. I'm gonna talk you to the vasectomy. The people try to talk you out of that all the time. Guys will be like, don't do it. What if you get divorced? All right, lady. I'll tell you why. You can't. They go like, don't get it. What if you meet a younger lady? What if you get divorced? You meet a young lady. It's like, I don't want kids with her either. It's not the person I'm with, it's the number of kids I currently have. That's really the impediment to me. I'm good with just the two. I got a boy, a girl, cut them off. I'm actually gonna ask for a sack tuck while I'm in there too, because I don't know. I'm 38 years old. I don't know what happened between 37 and 38, but I have 3 extra foot of ball bag that I got no use for. And I don't know why. I understand there's like a medical need for things to move around down there, but it's like every morning I get dressed, it's like trying to put a pup tent away. I'm just trying to fold things in the best I can. I got no need. It's just too much. It's just so much scrotum. It's like I was down in Key West in July. I walked 7 baby sea turtles into the ocean with just my balls. Shielded them from the hot sun. It's like a dinner napkin. Sometimes I wipe my face with my ball. Okay, 2 more? Okay, here we go. It's like a broken window shade. I keep pulling and pulling and pulling, and it will not retract, and I don't know. Last one. I'm like a flying squirrel. If I were to fall out of a tree, all I have to do is just pull my balls out, and I will float like a leaf. And don't look at me like I'm a fucking weirdo. I would get consent. I would look around and make sure it was okay with everybody before I do. If there's children, off the table. I'm not a climber. It's not that hard of a fall. You know, we're talking 2-3 feet at most, maybe off a ladder or something, but I don't know. Trying to just like be alive, be like a good person. I'm trying to be a better man, which is not going great. I was a couple months ago, I was watching TV with my wife, and she heard a trickle down in the basement. And I learned an important lesson. That is, if your wife hears a trickle down in the basement, don't listen to your wife. Who cares? You know, you haven't been listening to her all along. Why are you going to start now? There's no good comes from a trickle in the basement. It's not like all of a sudden you have like a secret jacuzzi you didn't know about. It's overflowing. Like, holy shit, you guys know there's a spa down here? This is fucking awesome. I went down to check it out, and it turns out my furnace was leaking water all over the floor. And I'm not an HVAC expert, despite appearances, but I'm pretty sure that furnaces don't pee. So I did what any man would do in that situation. I called up my dad and I said, hey Dad, weird question, do furnaces pee? And he just sighed heavily into the phone and hung up. So I knew he was on his way over. We were downstairs looking at the furnace, and he must have just got sick of me like silently nodding behind him, like, oh, definitely. Yeah, that's probably it. Because eventually he just took my phone, he took a picture of the part I needed, he goes, I need you to go down to Home Depot, find anybody in an orange vest that's not a crossing guard, show them this picture and say the word want. That's all you gotta do. So I'm stumbling around Home Depot 5 minutes to close, going like, Dad, please! Is anybody? My dad says I can't come home. There's no place on this planet that I feel like a bigger failure of a human being than a Home Depot or a Lowe's. Every time I go in there, somebody that works there knows a more expensive way to do what I'm trying to do, and I fall for it every single time. Like, I go in, I got my cart, I'm pushing it around, they look at it, they're like, are you sure about that? I'm like, no, here's my card, just keep it under $500, please. I had to buy paint one time. I don't know if you guys know this about paint, but there's like different prices of paint. I had no idea. I thought paint was paint. I was like, I'm gonna be doing the painting, it's gonna look like shit, might as well save a couple bucks. Get the cheap stuff. Plus, I've never walked into someone's home and like looked at the walls and been like, are you guys poor? Because this is some free lunch looking paint you guys got on the walls. I'm not doing great financially, but I surely can help you guys out. You're doing way worse than I am. It's paint. It's paint. I bring my paint up to the counter. The kid looks me dead in the eyes. He goes, I wouldn't use that paint to paint the inside of my toilet. Okay. How's it on walls? I know on a toilet it's no good, but what about walls? Just keep in mind, me and my wife aren't going to be peeing on any of the walls, so is it okay if I put it in the wall? Stinks. Just trying to get through, and I hope we have a good summer. The weather was nice today. I hope the summer's okay. We could have a good summer. Last summer was okay, better than the year before. It wasn't perfect, but we got to go away. Me and my family went down the Cape because we're white, and we live in Massachusetts, but not the part of Massachusetts that is Cape Cod. So I have a legal and a moral obligation to once a year spend 1 week in a place that is arguably shittier than where I live. So it's always. I live in a 2 Walmart town, so you gotta know, the bar is pretty fucking low. Most towns don't have a Walmart. My town has 2 Walmarts. So it's like, it takes a lot of pressure off of being a good person, I don't have to make ethical decisions and support small businesses, because there are no more small businesses. If I want the money to go to my kids' schools, I have to shop at Walmart? Okay, if I want to support a small business, I go to the Walmart with a Subway and I get Subway. That's how I support small businesses in a 2 Walmart town. So then we go down to the Cape and I just look around and I'm like, these people don't even have a Walmart. That's how not good this place is. We pull in the driveway. We stay at the same place on Cape Cod and Harwich. Every year we pull in, I just look at the house and I'm just like, this is so much worse than where we live. This is great. And I can sleep in a twin bed? Awesome! And it's covered in sand, hooray! If anytime you go someplace on vacation, you rent a house, they got rules on the refrigerator magneted to it with specific instructions on what to do with the linens, and then at no point in human history has anybody ever fucking done that one time. And we only do the things we did the year before, because that's how vacationing with kids works. Like if you have the audacity to bring little kids back to a place, they just assume you love them and you brought them to all the best places, so why wouldn't you go back to those exact places? As soon as we get off the bridge, my kids are like, hey Dad, are we gonna play mini golf this week? It's like, guys, pump the brakes. I think we're gonna play mini golf. We're probably gonna get ice cream, and we might even go to a candy store, because there's only 3 goddamn businesses on this rotten part of the state. I keep writing my rep every year annually, trying to blow up the bridges, let the whole thing float away, but I've recently been informed that Cape Cod is not an island, and that is not how islands work, so I don't know. We go to a candy store on the last day of the trip. Every year, we go to a candy store on the last day of the trip. On the last day of the trip, we go to a candy store. Every morning, my kids wake up and they go, can we go to the candy store today? And I'm like, if you guys want to pack your shit up, we can go to the candy store. I do not want to be here anymore. And I don't know how every candy store, all the businesses that closed over the last 2 years, every candy store on Cape Cod is thriving. Like the amount of candy I took away from my kids and just tossed back into loose jars, I should be under arrest for my own super spreader event. I was just, now or later's with the Skittles, fuck it, who cares? Every candy store down the Cape is the same. It's like 25 square feet, no mask, 900 people, it's cash only, it smells like this rotten combination of like stale, shitty candy, nuts, and fudge. It's like a Yankee Candle store that only sells shit flavored candles. You're just like, I'm gonna puke. And it's cash only. Every candy store we went to is cash only. And if you have a cash only business in 2022, you should be shut down by the federal government. I'm not joking around. Charge me more. I'll eat the credit card prices. My daughter came up to me with 3 orange Tootsie Rolls. That's all she wanted. I was like, sweetie, this is a cash only business. You go back and get $1 worth of candy, you get nothing. I'm sorry. And also put those orange Tootsie Rolls back. You can't get those unless you beat a piñata to death. That's the only way. It's like dots, flavored Tootsie Rolls. You have to like do some paper mache massacre and forget that stuff. But I can't go up to the candy guy with 3 Tootsie Rolls and, you know, he's like, ooh, Tootsie Roll, yum, 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 yum. You want Tootsie Roll? That'll be 15 cents, please. It's like I'm already wearing a bathing suit. I'm not gonna carry 85 cents around in my pocket for the rest of the day. Plus he did not talk like that, which was a problem. Because I think if you own a candy store, you should have to talk like a goober Willy Wonka guy, or like otherwise it's just like, he was like a regular guy. And he like locked eyes with my daughter. He's like, orange Tootsie Roll is a good choice. I was like, up here, pervert, you don't talk to my daughter. I'm the money man, not her. This isn't your van, you can't talk to her like that. My kids saw candy cigarettes for the first time in the candy store. They go, what are these? What are candy cigarettes? I was like, I don't know, chalk, you're not getting them, this fucking garbage. And they were like, no, we know it's candy, but what are cigarettes? And that's when I realized that as a dad, I am more concerned with my kids wasting my money on shit candy than I am on them pretending to smoke. So, my kids are 9 years old and they just don't know about smoking. Nobody around them smokes. Like, the only people that smoke around them are like bad guys in kids movies. So like, every time they see a person smoking on the sidewalk, I imagine they're just like, wow, that guy really wants to shut down the animal hospital. That is really messed up. We just don't have anybody around us. My brother vapes, but he only does it in my parents' bathroom when he thinks no one's watching, so that doesn't really count. You like follow him in there and like, did you just shit out a bowl of Lucky Charms? This is really cool. So I didn't know Kellogg's made poop spray. That's awesome. That's good. Trying to better myself over the pandemic. I started meditating. You wouldn't call it meditation if you saw it. You go, that's a guy sitting on his toilet with his pants on looking at his phone, but I call it meditation. Because I have little kids and we've all been locked up together, and if I wanted any quiet time to myself, I had to lock myself in the bathroom and fake a nasty shit for an hour. So that's how they would be like knocking at the door, be like, Dad, you almost done? I'd be like, oh, as soon as this episode of The Walking Dead is over, I'll be right out. So these guys are walking. I had to have a conversation with them that they have to knock now. They can't just come in the bathroom when I'm in there, they have to knock. I try to stress that they don't have to come in at all, that whatever they have to say can wait. And I don't mean when I'm in the bathroom, I mean all the time. I have a boy and a girl, they're 8 years old. Not one of them has said anything of importance the entire time they've been alive. Yet every time I go to the bathroom, they come in like we live on the front lines of the Civil War. They gotta bring me news from the front, like, Father, Instead, it's always some nonsense like, hey, Dad, can we glue googly eyes on a cotton ball? Are you guys asking for permission or if it's possible? Do you guys have a cotton ball? Where's the dog right now? What am I about to walk out to? One time my son kicked in the door like a cop doing a drug raid. He's like, Dad, Tristan watches Paw Patrol, and then he disappeared. I didn't have time to be like, who the fuck is Tristan? I don't know who that is. I've never met anybody named Tristan my whole life. I caught up with him later on. I was like, hey bud, you don't have to let me know who does and doesn't watch Paw Patrol. You're a little kid. Everybody you know watches Paw Patrol. All your dumb friends watch Paw Patrol. All your other stupid parents. I haven't seen a movie nominated for an Academy Award in 10 years, but I can tell you the names and occupations of all the dogs in the Paw Patrol, and you guys are going, names, occupation? I thought those dogs were superheroes. No. Unless you consider municipal laborers to be superheroes, which of course I do. If you're not familiar with the Paw Patrol, because you don't have little kids, you don't smoke weed and watch Nickelodeon at 9 a.m., the Paw Patrol are a bunch of dogs, and they live on this island, and each one of them has a different city union job, like an Italian-American family. It's just police dog, fire dog, construction worker dog, trash collector dog catcher dog, very conflicted. He does. And that's been my life for like the last like decade. It's just every 2 years I just have to throw out like $200 worth of toys because my kids are not into that shit anymore. It's like, I thought I was gonna get stuck with Thomas the Tank Engine for the rest of my life because my son, that was his favorite guy. He told me every day, like, Dad, I love Thomas way more than I love you. And I was like, I love Thomas way more than I love you. You jerk. I love person more than I love you, idiot. Not familiar with Thomas the Tank Engine. Thomas is a stupid little blue train with a dead zombie face on the front of him. He travels around this stupid island with other stupid train friends. They get all kinds of train mischief, which it turns out, not a lot of mischief when you're a train on tracks that just kind of do-do-do-do-do. They go on these adventures together. I'd watch it with my son and be like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. It's every episode's the same thing. It's just trains doing train shit. That's it. They're like, what are we gonna do today? Oh, bring that stuff over there. What a life. Most exciting thing would happen, every now and then a train would get knocked off the tracks that would act like it's not a major catastrophe. They're like, oh no, Gordon got knocked off the tracks, what are we gonna do? I don't know, maybe start alerting the families of the people who just died. Don't just send in a helicopter with a face on it, we gotta do something about this. My wife wanted to get him a Thomas the Tank Engine bed when he grew out of his crib. That's what she said. She said, he's gonna love it. I was like, he is gonna love that. I was like, he's gonna love that when he's 16 trying to go to Fingertown with a girl up in his train bed. She was like she's like, we would get him a different bed. I was like, I'm not spending $800 on a 3-year-old's bed unless he sleeps in that bed until he moves out of my house. So, and then he can go off, get married, live a life, fall on hard times. I will always bring my kids back. I love them more than anything in the world, but he's sleeping in that fucking train bed. I'll buy his kids new beds, but he's going choo-choo, good night, buddy. Sweet dreams. It's just such a weird time to like do everything. I spent so much time with my kids when they were doing remote school. It's just like, ugh. It's just good that we have like a little bit of a break. I work from home and they were doing school from home and it was bad. I love working from home, by the way. I don't know if you guys are working remote or how you guys are doing your jobs, but it can't be beat. It's the fucking best way to work from home. Best thing about it, all the people I work with don't live with me. I can't stress that as a benefit enough. Last time I was in the office, this lady I work with told me she had raccoons in her attic. Sounded to me like an impossible problem to have. I don't know how you get raccoons in your attic unless you open the door and escort raccoons up into your attic. I thought she was talking about menopause, to be honest with you. She's like a tone of voice thing. She's an older lady. She's like, I got raccoons in the attic. I was trying to be sympathetic. I'm like, that's gonna happen as you get older. All ladies are gonna get a couple of raccoons in the attic, and then she showed me a picture of the raccoons in her attic, and I spent the rest of the day in HR. So you guys have had a lot of fun. My name is Sean Sullivan. Enjoy the rest of your night.